Hello and welcome to this video where I show the process of me drawing this moon goddess that I made back in 2020. So it's been a hot minute since I made this drawing, but I still think it's good and it also has some spooky vibes. And it's October, so I thought why not just post it. So I did not use a reference for this drawing, which was probably my first mistake, but I had a very clear vision of what I wanted to draw, and that was a moon goddess with ginormous horns, and she was in water and holding this sort of glowing orb in her hand. So a pretty weird concept, but I thought I could make it work. So I started with a pretty rough sketch just to see where everything is supposed to go, and I decided on not making line art, and instead I just started coloring right away. And because she's a moon goddess, I wanted her to be kind of dark. So she has this dark blue skin tone, and then I start adding light and shadow on top of that. And here I had to keep in mind where the light was coming from, and it was coming from the orb in her right hand, so on the left side of the picture. I also wanted her eyes to sort of be glowing, so I decided on this light yellow color, and then I went with the same color for the orb later on. I also gave her some light blue face paint, which I later color yellow. Then I started coloring in her horns and her hair. I gave her dark blue horns and then black hair. And I wanted her hair to sort of look like it was tangled up in her horns. So there was a little bit of trial and failure with that, because first it just looked kind of too chunky, but then I went with a more delicate approach, which you can see right now, which I liked a lot better. When I finally finished on the hair, I could focus on the body, which I started with just coloring dark blue and sort of mapping out where the dress was supposed to go. Later on I changed the dress because I didn't like it for some reason. Now I actually regret it and I really like the shape of the dress. But I took that away and decided on focusing on the horns for the time being because I wasn't really sure what to do with the dress. And then I decided on coloring in her orb, which I colored very simplistically in with some yellow and shaded it very lightly. Then I shaded in her hand and added some yellow from the orb, and also gave her some nice black nails. And then I finally started coloring in the dress again. So I went with this sort of loose front type of dress that I don't like as much as the original, but it's alright. And then I decided to give her some more yellow body paint. I actually think that made her look a little bit too much like Umbreon, but I didn't realize that until later. And then I started adding in the background. I went with some mountains and a cloudy night sky with a bright moon that sort of resembles the orb. And then I copied the drawing and pasted it on the bottom part. And then I tried to shade the water, didn't go that well. Made some mirroring of the mountains, and then I just copied and pasted the sky for the water, and then I used the liquify tool to liquefy the water. And here I'm adding some final details in the hair, shading it a little bit and putting some light on it. Don't really like it all that much. And then here I put some final details in the water, and that's pretty much it. Here is the final drawing. I actually still really like it, even after all this time. I think it looks pretty good, and I'm really happy that I did a background for once. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you liked it, and I'll see you again next week. Goodbye!